Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes to the bloodshed of knowledge. I offer my acceptable obeisances unto him.
Today we're looking at Vishaka. How are you?
You're giving a class, I guess.
That's right, we're just getting started, and you called at the right time. I was just saying, today we're looking at the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then the phone went off.
Okay, that's great. No problem. I was just calling to catch up with you. No, I'll call you another time.
No problem, make it soon. I'll be in Guyana soon. Okay, Haribol, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
All respects to you. We love you and we miss you. Get over here as soon as possible.
Very soon, Maharaj, very soon.
Really? Okay. All right, Haribol. Okay. So it is Canto 10, Chapter 13, Brahma stealing the boys and the calves. And
We are reading from 40 to until 45.
40 to 45.
Yes.
Wow, that's nice and short. Okay, everyone together. When Lord Brahma returned after a moment of time had passed, according to his own measurement, he saw that although by a complete year had passed, Lord Krishna, after all that time, was engaged just as before, playing with the boys and calves, which were his expansions. Lord Brahma thought, whatever boys and calves there were in Gokul, I have kept them sleeping on the bed of my mystic potency. Unto this very day, they have not yet risen again. What? Again? Somebody said something else? Okay. A similar number of boys and calves have been playing with Krishna for 1 whole year, yet they are different from the ones illusioned by my mystic potency. Who are they? Where do they come from? Thus Lord Brahma, thinking and thinking for a long time, tried to distinguish between those two sets of boys, where each separately existing. He tried to understand who was real and who was not, but he couldn't understand at all. Thus, because Lord Brahma wanted to mystify the all-pervading person, who can never be mystified, but who, on the contrary, mystifies the entire universe, he himself was put into bewilderment by his own mystic power. As the darkness of snow on dark night, and the light of a glowworm in the night of the day has no value. The mystic power of an inferior person who tries to use it against a person of great power is unable to accomplish anything. Instead, the power of that inferior person is diminished. Hare Krishna. And which person? 44. Okay, we'll do that then. Hare Krishna. It has a very healthy purport. Here it is. Evam samohayam Vishnung.
Evam samohayam Vishnu.
Vimoham Vishvamohanam.
Vimoham Vishvamohanam.
Swayaiva Mayaya Jopi.
Swayaiva Maya Jopi.
Swayam Eva Vimohitaha.
Swayam Eva Vimohita.
Evam samohan Vishnum.
Evam
Samohayam Vishnu.
Vimoham Vishvamohanam.
Vimoham Vishvamohanam.
Swayeva Maya Yajovapi.
Swayeva
Maya Jopi.
Swayam Eva Vimohita.
Evam samohan Vishnum.
Evam samohayam
Vishnu. Vimoham Vishvamohanam.
Swayeva Maya Jajopi.
Swayaiva Maya Yopi.
Swayam Eva Vimohita.
Swayam Eva
Vimohitaha.
Evam samohan Vishnum.
Evam samohayam Vishnu. Vimoham Vishvamohanam.
Swayeva Maya Jopi.
Yopi.
Swayam Eva
Vimohitaha.
Evam
Samohayan Vishnu. Mohanam Vishwa Mohanam. Swayaiva Ayapi. Swayam Eva Vimohitaha. Evam Samohayan Vishnu. Mohanam Swayaiva Ayapi. So, evam, in this way, samoyan, wanting to mystify. Vishnum, the all-pervading Lord Krishna. Vimoham, who can never be mystified. Vishwamohanam, but who mystifies the entire universe. Swaya, by his Brahma's own. Eva, indeed. Mayaya, by mystic power. Ajaha, Lord Brahma. Api, even. Swayam, himself. Eva, certainly. Vimohitaha, was put into bewilderment. Became mystified. Translation. Thus, because Lord Brahma wanted to mystify the all-pervading Krishna, who is never mystified, but who, on the contrary, mystifies the entire universe, he himself was put into bewilderment by his own mystic power. Purport was Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Okay. Brahma wanted to bewilder. Krishna, who bewilders the entire universe. The whole world is under Krishna's mystic power. Mama Maya Dhiratyaya. But Brahma wanted to mystify him. The result was that Brahma himself was mystified, just as one who wants to another may himself be killed. In other words, Brahma was defeated by his own attempt. In a similar position on the scientists and philosophers who want to overcome the mystic power of Krishna. They challenge Krishna, saying, what is God? We can do this and we can do that. But the more they challenge Krishna in this way, the more they are implicated in
Sorrow, misery,
suffering. The lesson here is that we should not try to overcome Krishna. Rather, instead of endeavoring to surpass him, we should surrender to him. Sarva dharman parityaja, maimekam sharanam vraja. That's it. There's no more. Instead of defeating Krishna, Brahma himself was defeated. For he could not understand what Krishna was doing. Since Brahma, the chief person within this universe, was so bewildered, what is to be said of so-called scientists? Is that a good portrayal? Scientists and philosophers. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Hey! We should give all of our tiny efforts to defy the arrangement of Krishna. Instead, whatever arrangements he proposes, we should accept. This is always better, for this will make us happy. The more we try to defeat the arrangement of Krishna, the more we become implicated in Krishna's Maya. Daivi Shigunamahi, Mama Maya Duratya.
But one
Who has reached the point of surrendering to the instruction of Mam Eve Prapadyante, is liberated, free from Krishna Maya. Mayam etang tarantite. The power of Krishna is just like a government that cannot be overcome. First of all, there are laws, and then there is police power. And beyond that is military power. Therefore, what is the use of trying to overcome the power of the government? Similarly, what is the use of trying to challenge Krishna? From the next verse, it is clear that Krishna cannot be defeated by any kind of mystic power. If one gets even a little power of scientific knowledge, one tries to defy God. But actually, no one is able to bewilder Krishna. When Brahma, the chief person within the universe, tried to bewilder Krishna, he himself was bewildered and astonished. This is the position of the conditioned soul. Brahma wanted to mystify Krishna, but he himself was mystified. The word Vishnu is significant in this verse. Vishnu pervades the entire world, whereas Brahma merely occupies one subordinate
Position. Law.
post. Who said post?
Oh.
Haribol. That's very good. Yasyaika nisvasita kalam atabalambya jivanta loma vilaja jaganandanata, from the Brahma Samhita, verse 48 from chapter 5. The word nata, which refers to Lord Brahma, is plural because there are innumerable universes and innumerable Brahmas. Brahma is but a tiny force. This was exhibited in Dwarka when Krishna called for Brahma. One day. One day, when Brahma came to see Krishna at Dwarka, the doorman at Lord Krishna's request asked, "Which Brahma are you?" Later, when Brahma inquired from Krishna whether this meant that there was more than one Brahma, Krishna smiled and at once called for many Brahmas, for many universes. The four-headed Brahma of this universe then saw innumerable other Brahmas coming to see Krishna and offer their respects. Some of them had
5
heads. Some had
100, 20.
Yeah. How do you mean? Some had. Okay, all right. You don't have to shout it out. My ears can only take so much. And some had
10,000.
1,000.
95.
a million. Okay, great. All right, heads. Upon seeing this wonderful exhibition, the four-headed Brahma became
Scared. Terrified.
you mean and nervous. Okay, we're almost finished, Bruce. And he began to think of himself as no more than a mosquito in the midst of many elephants. Therefore, what can Brahma do to bewilder Krishna? Okay, great. Okay, yes, okay. So there's a few things to consider here in this particular verse, which is very interesting. The word moha appears many times. Also, the word maya appears. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places where mysticism is expressed. What is mysticism? It's something beyond the ordinary. It's something that will, let's say, cause you to scratch your head. How is it possible, right? So it's beyond what is normal. And this is, for Brahma, he had to learn a lesson, just like Indra had to learn a lesson, Brahma had to, these people in high places, they just need to be corrected sometimes. So Krishna decided to out-mystify Brahma. Brahma was thinking, I will mystify Krishna, but it's the other way around, okay? Moga shemoga karamana, moga jnana vicheta saha. This is bewilderment, the word from the Bhagavad Gita, bewilderment. We get bewildered by being in this world. We get influenced by maya, daivi shagunamayi, mama maya durate aya. We get totally thrown off because of the influences of the mystical powers of maya. Some people call it matrix, right? The unreal world, you know, and there was a popular movie that came out, and they said, oh yeah, okay, it's a typical thing. Trench coats, dark, you know, sunglasses and guns. Very American. Hare Krishna. Okay, so quoting that verse, Devi Shagunamayi, the world is bewildering. However, we can overcome that bewilderment by taking shelter of Krishna, because he is beyond the bewildering stage. You know, he creates Maya. Yoga Maya follows him. In fact, when he was born, he addressed Yoga Maya, the personality says, you are coming with me. We're going somewhere. And the point is they were going to a place on planet Earth, which is known as Gokula. And we're going to do a number on some people. And then there's also a calling of some of the devatas. You guys going to have a little break here. You're going to participate in some interesting pastimes. We're going to have some fun together, right? So that indeed did happen. There was a lot of mystical things that occurred in the lives of Krishna's family. I mean, there's a relation there, a biological relationship, but gone bad. Listen, it does happen. Some of Krishna's own family, they went off track. And just like you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Advaita Acharya, he had 6 sons, 6 boys, and 3 of them were very, very focused on dharma, you know, being proper, staying with the absolute, maintaining a level of personalism. But 3 others, they didn't. They just went on their own. They went off track, I guess you could say. So it does happen. It does happen. And even, I mean, we're also part of Krishna's family, isn't it? We're part of, and we went astray. So it is possible. We don't want to discredit Krishna, you know, because we made our own choices, and we made some wrong choices, for that matter. Okay. So Krishna cannot be bewildered. If he at all becomes bewildered, it's because of his own yoga maya. Now, when the Aghasura, you know, creature came in, a big python, a big fat guy, you know, was slithering along, and he came, and the boys were just playing and having fun. They said, what is that? Or who is, what the H is that? You know, and then what happened is that some were speculating. Look at those jaws. Look at that. Looks like a cave. It looks like he's trying to invite us. And he was still. You know, I mean, pythons can be still for a long time. You don't know, are they really alive or dead? They have that ability to almost be like a yogi. So they weren't quite sure, but they went inside. They speculated, listen, why don't we just go inside? It looks really exciting in there, you know? And apart from the fishy smell, which was a result of the intestinal stench, it was very exciting. It was, you know, to go inside, and young kids, they love to explore. Hey, look at this, look at that. Do you remember? Wasn't so long ago. Everything was just so thrilling. You were at the edge of just fun all the time. Let's go for an adventure, Let's go in the cave. Let's climb that tree. Let's build a fort, All those kind of things. Let's cross that creek, And you got these little stones and they sort of wobble a little bit when you go across. I remember I was training up one of the boys, Mother Demi's son, when he was a young kid. And we did the story of Lakshman and Shatrughna. Yeah, Lakshman, who was it? Not Lakshman, but it was Shatrughna and the other person. Huh? Bharat, yeah. And they were going after to see if they could try to convince Ram to come back, so they were on a journey. And I was talking to this young boy, okay, so now why don't you pretend that you are walking over a brook, And, there's like water trickling along, the brook, the creek is moving along, bubbling a little bit and making that beautiful noise. So what I need you to do is just to pretend that you're walking across the creek on stones. I said, I don't know how to do that. I said, what do you mean you don't know how to do that? I asked him, what about your child do it? So I've never done it. I live in an apartment, well, there's lots of creeks over where you come from. Anyways, the point is, when we're young, we do these exploratory things. It's full of adventure. And I mean, there's nothing that matches that kind of life as a child, Kids that don't, go in a swing and jump in the leaves in the fall, they don't have a full life. They've wasted 75% of their life, Yeah. So the boys were thinking in this adventurous way. He said, let's go inside, because it won't be a problem, because he can't swallow us all at the same time if he's alive. He just can't do that. It's not possible. There's too many of us. And besides, when Krishna comes in, Krishna will deal with him, even if he tries to swallow us all. So they all went one by one in a kind of a procession, actually, if anything. Can you imagine? Like a march or something like that. Probably they made noise with their flutes and the buffalo, or, this happy sounds. And then Krishna, who was sort of stayed back a little bit, said, oh my God, what's going on here? They're all in there. I'm out here. What's going to happen to them? He allowed himself to be bewildered by his own yoga maya, by his own mystical power. Momentarily, he was overwhelmed. But he did that to himself. And he does these things to experience what other people experience. In general, however, Krishna is not influenced by his maya. He cannot be overcome by the inferior energy. It is an inferior energy. And I love the terms that Prabhupada used, He's talking about the energy and the energetic. When we talk about energy, it's like Shakti energy, and we're all extensions of him. So we are his energy, but we are not the energetic. That's the term that he used. There's the energy and the energetic. The energetic is Krishna, and it is we who are the energies. Yeah, we are little, let's say little sparks that have come out of the fire. And the fire, the bonfire, is Krishna. So, but the problem is, even though we're small, we're emanations. We feel at some point of our level of arrogance. So perhaps it's somewhere around when you're 18, 19, 20, says you just think you're the biggest contribution to the world. It's called ahankara. Does anybody remember that time? Yeah. You don't remember it? Maybe you're still there. I don't know. We love to make fun, and you think it's so well. Yeah. There has to be a laughter in the class, otherwise, life is dull. Yeah, so, we get to that point. Ahankara, vimudhatamah, karataham iti manyati, prakrite kriyamanani. You know what that verse is really saying. It says, I'm in charge around here. I'm controlling things. Like people get There was a mountain here, we took it down, we put the mountain over there. We've got, we've got the machinery to do it. We can build a lake, make a lake that wasn't there before. I wonder what beavers think about, Maybe they got egos, I don't know. But they can change your landscape. They can actually change your landscape, just like a boar will come in. A bunch of pigs will come in with their snout. They turn everything upside down. But beavers are even more engineering masters. They'll come in, and what it was a nice flat land, they'll turn it. It would become a forest, flat, sort of barren. They'll actually come into an area and turn it into a forest by their power. It's amazing. If you ever get a chance, sit down and watch beavers actively working. I was watching one up in northern Ontario. I just went for a little walk. My driver needed a nap, so I just diverted a little bit. And I saw this big, plump, beaver, and he had in his teeth, the teeth like they're this big, And he was just carrying this branch, forever. And then he brought it into the water, and he didn't know I was looking at him all this time. I felt like I was super soul looking at him. Anyways, that's my ego. But it's just amazing how they are engineering, how they can block water, how they can create like a swimming pool and a perfect curve like this. There's one story, and we're going to talk about beavers just a little bit. And this did happen on one occasion. There was someone who robbed a person's home bank, money, the greenbacks, the American bills, and that someone was chasing after him, and in a car. And anyways, the guy, he threw the bag full of greenbacks in like a swamp. So guess who got a hold of the swamp? A bunch of beavers. They tore it open, and they opened up the whole bag, and they used this as building material. There's all these, like dollar bills, all stuck in the swamp, like in the dam, stuck in the dam. Yeah. I know one time when I was walking up in northern Ontario, and I saw a dam. It was right next to the road, right next to the highway, Trans-Canada. And there was a big stick, and I just tried to move it. But these guys got it so solidly built. The reinforcement is incredible. You can't do much with it. But anyways, beavers have this amazing thing that they can do, almost mystical. And wherever beavers are, there's going to be green, and they're going to attract moose. They're going to attract waterfowl, all kinds of other creatures. It is advised, though, not to drink the water in a beaver dam. You know why? Because their excrements are mixed into the water. And you will get what's called beaver fever. Yeah. Well, one guy's name is Dame Meese, Dana Meese. And he's from Fort George in British Columbia. Now, he walked the whole Canadian Trail, and I met him. He came to the temple here once during his, he was promoting his book about his walks. He did at one point use this device for drinking because it was way up north, and he did get beaver fever. He almost got paralyzed. He had to go to the hospital. But, it's toxic water. It's not the best. Yeah. But, let's hand it to the beavers. They do an incredible job. They really do something amazing, building dams and creating a whole lock system. I was walking along in Quebec. I counted 8 locks, little dams. There was a stream coming, and they control the flow, and then it just spills over, just slightly. 8 of those little walls. And how do they do it? Do they have a conference to discuss? Do they have blueprint paper? How do they do it? Now, tell me, honestly, is that mysticism? Is that mystical?
Yes.
That Krishna has given them this power? They don't even talk to each other. I don't think they talk. I don't think they know how to say good morning. But somehow or other, there's an instinctiveness in there. And you know what Prabhupada said about instinct? Said, this is not a good word. He said Paramatma. He said Paramatma. Like when the birds fly south for the winter, they all know, let's go, you know, and they might follow some alpha creature. But they know. They know. And Prabhupada said, this is Paramatma, you know, doing his mystical thing. You know? Jai. So we all get bewildered. We all go through these changes, and I'm sure you must be delighted by this story. Even Brahma becomes bewildered. There's a story in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about this where, you know, he was asked, says, I'd like to see Krishna. Said, well, which one? I'm sorry, Brahma. Brahma's here to visit. And Krishna was addressing his assistant, the doorman. He said, Krishna just wants to know, which Brahma are you? And he said, what do you mean, which Brahma am I? You know, I mean, this is ridiculous. There's only one Brahma, you know, in this universe. And then Krishna made a point, and he arranged for all these Brahmas to appear before him and to meet everyone. And Brahma, the four-headed one, the one that we're familiar with, he was pretty humbled by that whole experience. So this is a beautiful story that we find in the Shastras to help us to clarify that you're not so big a shot as you think you are, you know. So Brahma had to learn that lesson, and other devatas have to learn that lesson. Devatas. There's Deva and Devata. There is Deva, Jagatpati. The Jagatpati, the God of all gods. Have you ever heard that before? The one who gets everything going, gets everyone going. And the Devatas are devotees to a large extent, but they do have some strong selfish commitments. They are enjoyers. They're top-notch enjoyers in the heavenly planets. They've got it good. What are some of the features of those heavens? Lots of nice people all around. They're beautiful. They don't grow old, or they don't appear to grow old. They may die suddenly, but they're just very beautiful people. They don't have bad odor under their arms. Everything is really nice about them. There's gardens, all kinds of gardens with les fleurs fragrantes. Sounds familiar, right? And you know, everything's just really nice. There are very few traces of negativity, of poverty. And you know, when Buddha was raised, he was like a prince, a Hindu prince, and he never was exposed to these other features of like old age, disease, death, and so everything. He was just very sheltered. In one sense, you can say that was a injustice to him. You know, especially if you're a prince, you should know what's going on in your kingdom. Yep. So we certainly know about this world. It is Dukkhalayam Shashvatam. It has, you know, features of being good and bad. Sad asad yoni janmasu. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karamani sarvashaha. So that's one verse. And sad asad yoni janmasu. That means those of us who traverse through this world, we're meeting with good and bad elements. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It was the famous film in 1967 or something. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And it involves cowboys and guns. Haribol. Yeah, so this is, we are at the receiving end of the bullets of Maya, you know, and Maya is very strong, as we all know. But let's keep one thing in mind. While Maya is strong, our determination has to be stronger. Right, that's all. It's not that Maya is strong, once Prabhupada wrote or said. It's not that Maya is strong, it's that your determination is weak. So if you can keep that in mind, I think that's something worth writing down, honestly. It's not that Maya is strong, it's that your determination is weak. And you're supposed to find Maya. You're supposed to, like locate her and do something about it. And devotees learn, everybody knows what boxing is. You're in an arena, in a ring, and you have to try to put out your opponent, knock that opponent out. And that opponent is Maya. Or let's take it in Bhagavad Gita. Can anybody tell me very clearly what is recognized as the enemy of all humankind? Does anyone?
Lust.
Lust, yeah. Where do we find that?
Bhagavad Gita 2:337.
Right, you are. Chapter 3. It is identified as that thing which blocks our spiritual progress, right? Okay, so anyways, what do you do with that enemy? Once I gave a class to, it was up Lake Shore many years ago, and the professor, he said, he heard about our principles, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex life. So he asked, what are you doing about that sex thing? He said, it's a very interesting appetite. That's how we put it. It's an interesting appetite. What do you do with it? So in certain terms, we understand that it is to be regulated and controlled. The urges need to be controlled. That's all. We're not saying one cannot indulge. It just means there has to be some regulation. There has to be some policies in place that we follow. And Krishna says, I am this kama, which is not contrary to dharma. So I sometimes wonder why more people don't join, because we tell them God is sex, sex is God. But then we have a little clause in there that says, which is not contrary to dharma. Dharma, what's that? Okay, now you got a chance to answer it. What is this dharma thing? Which is really quite deep. And dharma means to get to the essence of something, right? So we all have a certain dharma. We have a certain nature, psychophysical nature, and you can explore it. I think it's really fun to look at each other's dharma. Do you want to do a game on that? Should we try? Okay. What is the dharma of? Let's see. Who should I pick on here? Moniyam. What's his dharma?
Leaving while chanting.
He can't say it. He can't answer it. It has to be someone else. You can throw some words out there.
Preaching.
Preaching? Reaching, you mean?
Reaching Maya's barrier.
Okay, that's definitely it's a career he's taken up for now. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's his activity. That's what he does. That's his behavior. Good karma. That's his karma, you can say. There's also a guna. There's a nature there. Learning. It's more of an activity. What's the nature? Brahminical? Okay, you can say that. To a lame person, they don't say, what are you talking about? What's his nature?
If it's preaching, then it's to teach about the teachings of the Bhagavad.
Yeah, I'm not talking about his activities. What's his nature? It's different. Servant? Yeah, it's the noun. Humble, okay, so that's kind of where we're going with that.
Leader.
Humble leader. Yeah, that's kind of like his profession. That's what he's, set to do. Yeah, something like the quality of humble. Okay. What about Rohan? What do we? Thank you. Well, what was your psychophysical nature? What is your dharma? What's you? What makes you who you are? What is your personality? That's one way to put it. Can anybody say? What is your dharma? What is your nature? What's your personality? He can't answer it. We have to answer it for him. Anybody can say?
Govindas.
Govindas? What's his nature? Anybody? Sincere? Okay. Honest?
Smiley.
Smiling? Yeah. I'd say he was kind of
Helping.
sort of lively,
To the nature of
self-satisfied, you know. Self-satisfied.
The nature of ahimsa.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Ahimsa.
Okay, anyways, you get it, right?
Yeah.
What is the dharma of a person? Why don't we pick on one of the girls here? Who should we pick on? We don't want to make you feel you're under the gun here. Our new girls, Diksha and Kiran. So we're left by the process of elimination. Should we? Do you want to be the subject of? Okay. So what is your nature according to your friends here? Is it that difficult?
I'll put it nurse, like always taking care of everyone, especially when they're sick.
I mean, helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable, sure.
Sweet.
Sweet, like a gulab jamun. Okay. Anyways, you get her disposition. No, your disposition is like that. If you pick on one more person, just to understand the dharma of somebody. Okay, like what's the dharma of snow?
Cool. White.
What, anything white? Those are the common ones. What's the dharma of a pepper that came from Central America?
A what? A what?
A pepper.
Spice.
Hot, yes. What is the dharma of water?
Flow.
Flowing, yeah, having a liquidity, yeah. So, I mean, you get the idea, you know, what is the nature of things, you know. So, the nature of Brahma, let's get back to the verse and then we'll open for your questions. Brahma, what's his nature? What really can you tell me about him? He's creative? Yeah, that's good. But in his creation, he gets a little puffed up. I created it. His arrogance gets to him, and as a result, Krishna has to deal with it. Okay, Krishna's the master. He's the creator of Brahma. So now Brahma is getting a little puffed up, right? And so Krishna has to come and deflate, like a balloon. We do this exercise sometimes when we get ready for a drama. Get everyone standing in a circle. We say, okay, now pretend you're a balloon. So we get everyone sort of huddled together, and then I'm going to blow you up. And then, and everyone eventually stands back. We come like a big balloon. Okay, great. So everyone did a good job at that. Okay, now we're going to deflate you. I'm going to poke a hole in you. And then, you know that noise that balloons make? And the balloon can go all over the place. So Krishna comes to deflate us, our egos. That's what he does. He has different ways to do that, you know? And if you can't do it for yourself, then you have a guru or you have somebody, you know, some senior devotee that's there to help you with your ego. I mean, most parents say, I dealt with you as far as I could. Now go to school. and get a little bit of, let's say, learn a few lessons from a teacher, you know. Take some correction. Yeah. Okay, Bruce, let's, we did come to some conclusions here, I hope. What are some of your questions or comments right now? Yes?
I have a question, Raj. So, They
Yeah.
wanted to explore and have fun. I was just thinking that, like, what can we learn from it? It's like they went into the mouth of danger by knowing that there could be trouble on the other side.
Yes.
So I feel like it's if we do something like that, Krishna's probably gonna beat us before helping us.
Krishna will.
Probably gonna like beat us before helping us. It's like you knew something was off on the other side. Why did you do it?
Mhm.
So what can we learn from this pastime?
Well, it is a pastime, right? These people that we call the Gopas, some of them had actually been performing pious activities. Even in the Ram Leela, we hear about some of them. But anyways, they had elevated themselves to the point of now being companions, amigos of God. And Krita Punya, Punya, they've done so much Punya, so many lifetimes that they got to this status of being God's buddy, God's pal, right? So they're very special, and what they experienced was this kind of, camaraderie, a sort of a peership with Krishna. We're peers with Krishna, and they were under a kind of a yoga maya where they sometimes forget that Krishna is God. But they did feel that Krishna was a mystic, he had special powers, and if we're in trouble, he'll come and help us. That's the kind of illusion we're in. So what are we to learn? I think we have to be careful not to think that you're a coward boy, and not to, do something stupid, and think that Krishna will take care of me. Like we need to become rational, and we need to mature about the things we do. So what do we learn? Well, there's two different kinds of beings. There are those who are just beginning of their devotion. Be careful, go by step procedure. But the coward boys are not thinking like that. We're just going to have fun. Krishna's always there for us. So that indicates that they're very advanced. Krishna will take care of us. Yes, and Krishna will take care of all of us, right? But we have to submit to him. They've already submitted. There's no problem for them. They don't need any guru in a sense. They've gone through the whole procedure of training. Isn't that what we want? Do we want to think of Krishna all the time? Kamsa had it a little bit backwards. He was always thinking of Krishna, but in a derogatory way. But because he was thinking of Krishna, he got some reward. So, manmana bhavamad bhakto majaji mang namaskuru. So always think of the Lord and become his devotee. That Kamsa didn't do. He was thinking of the Lord, but he wasn't thinking about being a devotee of the Lord. Is that okay?
Yes.
Anything else for Ruth? Okay. I guess that's it. I'm really curious to know what kind of exercise we're getting today.